sells a gang, pretty much everything they were charged with in a RICO, he admitted it. That's pretty much telling. Like, if you admit it, you're telling, brother. You know what I mean? And I know some people are like, well, that's what's the point of a plea. Well, Young Thug also took a plea, but he admitted nothing. So there's different ways to take a plea. So I do believe he told. Do I give a fuck if he told? No. 6ix9ine is my homie. I don't care, right? So initially, I was just like, y'all treat Gunna with the same energy that y'all would treat 6ix9ine. But I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't know if 6ix9ine has realized this, because I remember him calling me a couple times, like early on when this kicked off. And he was just like, yo, niggas ain't gonna say nothing to Gunna. Like, he's not getting blackballed from playlists or nothing. And I agree with 6ix9ine. It was a big double standard. Because again, if you told, you told. It is what it is. What I do believe what happened is that Gunna is carrying it in a way that is much more digestible to the majority of the rap industry that aren't gang members, aren't street niggas. He's not throwing it in their face like 6ix9ine did. Yeah, I ratted and what? I came home to a big bag. That shit was just like, yo, you're just telling us we ain't shit. The way Gunna is carrying it, I think Gunna's giving a bunch of excuses. I was confused. I didn't know what they was doing. It was the lawyer's job to make sure I ain't. Like, he said a couple things, whatever he said. You know, I think people just realize at a point, it's an understandable way. He wasn't really down with all the get down. He wasn't like, he's really a Crip, they're Bloods. Like, we made all type of excuses for Gunna. And that's why he's been allowed, if you ask me, to kind of skate by. And he's not just harping on that fact. He went back to the lab, got himself right mentally, physically. He looks the best he's ever looked. I don't know if he's Ozempic, but I see him working all the time. And now we're seeing him make the best music ever. He's really locked in. You could tell he's like, maybe he used to be off some lean or some drugs. And because most of these artists, when they drop some bullshit projects, them projects is curated by a altered state of mind. Like, they're off of lean, Xans, perks. They're off of some Molly, some K2. Of course it sounds hot fuck, nigga. You can't even, like, the regular cadence and harmonies and beat patterns is going to sound good to you because you're fucking high. You could tell Gunna has refined his talent, his skill. He's always been a great beat picker. He's picked amazing beats. He's locked in. You know, a bunch of producers shunned him. The nigga locked back in. So I gotta say, that is what you would hope that any artist going through it, and whether it's a snitch allegation, whether they're calling you a certified PDF, that if you feel you need to do a comeback or whatever, you're going to lock in musically and be more on point than you've ever been before. I'm being honest. If you've listened to Gunna, he's always rap good, but Gunna, he's looked way more like an artiste than ever before. And I got to give him credit for that. And this is why I be looking at Lil Baby and thugging him. And I'm like, the reason I'm saying y'all might Meek Mill yourself is because people want to root for y'all, but y'all keep giving people reasons to be like, yo, these niggas hating. Like, that's where I think the lack of, you know, the lack of understanding what's happening for them, like, they only can see from their perspective. So they're like, nah, we been tell you we don't fuck with snitches, so we gonna tell you fuck these snitches. And it's like, dog, we're now starting to look at y'all like haters. And one thing about people collectively is, like, we like to get on people, Jones on people, we like to whatever, but we never like to be seen as a flat out hater, like somebody who's just straight up negative. And I think that's where I think Young Thug and Lil Baby are standing to fit in this narrative, and they're tying their stories and their albums completely to Gunna. Y'all tell me right now, as soon as Young Thug drop, the first thing they ain't gonna say or see on social media is, yo, man, Gunna album better than this, or damn, he really outdid Gunna. It's gonna be one way or the other. You're now intuitively tied to the guy you claim you hate or you want to get away from. So I look at that and I look at their, you know, if I was them, I would act unbothered. I'm gonna be honest with you, I would do shit behind the scenes. This is what most artists do shit behind the scenes. Yo, if y'all booking me on Rolling Loud and Gunna's there, I'm not doing Rolling Loud. Y'all booking me to do Birthday Bash and Gunna's coming, I'm not doing that. Use your power and your presence to kind of isolate that nigga away from all the shit you fuck with. Yo, y'all doing a record, y'all want him, oh, he gonna be on your album, I'm cool. I don't want to be on nothing with that nigga. I don't want to fake kick it with you niggas. Cool. I think that's the way to do it. That's how most artists do it. I'm being honest with y'all. The big artists, when they got beef with somebody, they stifle their career by just telling everybody else, I ain't fucking with him. And by the way, that they tried to do that to Gunna. There's a bunch of artists that was told, yo, listen, we ain't fucking with that. We ain't fucking with Buddy right now. You do a feature, do a beat. We not fucking with you. However, it's been like 2 years now. Gunna's still on road. He's still surviving. Some people are coming back around to be like, who he tell on again? Well, Young Thug free. Like, they're not making up excuses for themselves to work with Gunna because Gunna's now, he's a successful artist without all of it. Remember, they were like, yo, he can't do a show after that. Did two sold out Barclays show. Went to the Forum. Oh, we can't come back to Atlanta. Went to Atlanta, did a sold out show. It's going to happen. So anyway, let me kind of get into what has been happening with this situation. There was a leaked song, supposedly that was going to be on Lil Baby's project that got pushed back, it seems. And it was a song that Young Thug was on. Now, this is also another thing. And again, I'm speaking objectively here as a rap critic. I don't know these niggas like that. I don't have no type of horse in the race, either or. I don't care. I think that Young Thug has been making several mistakes. We all love the relationship he has with him and Mariah, which we'll get into that too. She said some crazy shit. Oh my God. Yo, sometimes you got to keep this chick off the mic, man. Yo, no, keep her in the booth. She can sing, but what the fuck? Anyway, it was an interview that she did. But one of the mistakes I think Thug is making is that he's making his comeback journey to almost be the fuck Gunna campaign. Big mistake. Gunna's not really, he is throwing shots, but it's low key. He's stepped away. I've got the news. Gunna's situations have already been worked by Warner. It's now under, well, it's still quote unquote technical on YSL, but they really don't got too much business ties that needs to be ironed out. It's already ironed out. So Young Thug being on the fuck Gunna campaign is a little bit like, what's going on here, brother? Now, it ties his album to Gunna's album, or his success to Gunna's success. If you are this big legendary artist, we thought this was going to be the most hype moment of Young Thug's career. I mean, he damn near beat a Rico, even though he didn't. He pled out, but he didn't go to jail or go to prison for a long time. I know he was locked up for like 2-3 years, but still, we thought this was going to be his moment. He's clearly one of the legends. He's one of the most talented artists of all time. And we thought this was going to be a bigger than life moment of him coming out of jail. We don't expect him to be focused on the guy he signed, his subordinate, Gunna, the nigga he helped put on. No, you get what I'm saying? So that's the first mistake. The second mistake is this. I felt that, and this is me personally, that Lil Baby, before Young Thug got out, Lil Baby was a little bit getting in the freezer. He was cooling down. He went from hot lava, and it's been a gradual cool down over the last 2 years. Not saying he's irrelevant. He's whack. He has actually a great club catalog, which is going to keep him booked all the time. But dropping music that culturally moves anything and that we talk about, it became less and less and less and less, if you ask me, over 2 years. Okay? And I felt that Baby, out of loyalty to Thug, because he was going hard and basically saying fuck Gunna too, I felt Thug was like, you know what? I'm hot. I got to go link up with my mans and get him back as hot. And they've been kind of, remember him tweeting from jail, whatever Wham says goes. It feels like Thug was leveraging his heat, to help Baby's career. And it seems to still be the thing, because if this was supposed to be on Baby's album, why ain't on Thug's album? Like, it feels like Thug is trying to give his heat to Baby, and he has some crazy thing planned for his album later on. My thing is, Thug, the time is now. Drop your shit. Forget what Lil Baby got going on. Forget Gunna. Drop your shit, nigga. Anyway, the song that was supposed to come out, again, and I think this is a real song. His voice sounds a little bit altered, but we know Young Thug, he does many voices. Young Thug ain't even doing subliminals. He's just straight up naming niggas. Hear this.
They tricked me for some years, they know you was steady. $100 million nigga, baby, I been in the news. Only reason I fuck with you, Gunna, was cause of true. Nigga had that skin, now they tricked me for some years, they know you was telling.
He said, Yak Gotti, he tricked me for some years. I ain't know that nigga was telling. And then he says, the only reason I fuck with you, Gunna, it was cause of Troop. Now, Troop is like some other Atlanta nigga. And supposedly that's how the story of how he kind of meets Gunna. But Young Thug is flat out saying it. I don't rock with these bitch ass niggas. Fuck these rats. That's what he's saying. He believe they're cooperants. Okay. Now, you know, there's a tasteful way to do it in music, and there's a I don't give a fuck, let's crash out drill music type of way where you just say their names and call them rats.
Only reason I fuck with you, Gunna, was cause of true. Nigga had that skin, now they tricked me for some years, they know you was telling. $100 million nigga, baby, I been in the loop. Only reason I fuck with you, Gunna, was cause of true.
Okay. Now that happened. And after that happened, we saw the lawyer who I guess like these YSL lawyers and people were thinking, yo, we're all in it together. You know, I know Gunna got out early on a plea, but everybody else, we pretty much took it to the box. We're locked in for life. Everybody from Yak to everybody else, including Thug, that was left on, it was like 6 or 7, that pretty much took it all the way to the end, right? So the lawyer for Yak Gotti, his name is Douglas Weinstein, he actually said, Yak didn't say a single thing against Jeff in his interviews with the cops. I don't know where this is coming from. Yak had the opportunity to turn on Jeff during the trial to get out of his case easily, never took it. He stood tall and took it all the way to the jury. Now, the reason why people are bringing this up, Chad, is not because he said something like during the trial or took an early plea like Gunna. It's because of a video that came out that people have been calling the hypocrisy out on Thug. They wanted to know if Thug was going to stand on business, right? So they were saying to Thug, yo, Thug, how are you mad at Gunna for snitching? And you claim, you know, you hate rats. You know, remember he did the interview with $1 Million Worth of Game where he like, yo, I got a rat detector, right? Remember that? Young Thug rats, $1 Million Worth of Game. He basically said he could detect. Listen to this. Is it this? No. Wait, does anybody know? It was a thing where he's like, yo, if any of these niggas snitching, I could tell. Let me see.
Absolutely. Because I'm the reason for the right.
Boo Boo, who real name is Lester, watching you.
I'm not saying that I'm built a certain way.
I understand.
I'm not saying I'm built
that.
silent. I'm saying I'm built just normal. Like,
but niggas,
normally,
listen,
you shouldn't tell.
But I understand you. I understand you. But that dude that created himself in the mirror,
he ain't normal
in his room in the suburbs. But
so
you know, I'm basically gonna tell you what I tell myself. Right. Just being real, like you know, you can count. Okay. You know, I'm basically.
All you young niggas out there that's moving and operating.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
did I not be
okay? So anyway, there's a part I can't find it, and I want to like hold up the stream. There's a part where he literally just says, "Yo, check it out, man. I don't fuck with rats. I kind of could tell if a nigga is a rat. He not like that. This and third." So after the Gunna thing, people are like, all right, we get it. You feel Gunna's a rat. Cool. But then during the trial, there was a video that came out of Yak Gotti cooperating. Now, the street conversations about all of this has been saying Young Thug is a hypocrite and a conniving liar because he's claiming he doesn't fuck with rats, but it's been a known thing in Atlanta streets that the YSL niggas are getting locked up, and when they go down to the station, they're telling on their ops. They're saying Young Thug knew this, and because it benefited YSL, he never did nothing about it. He just don't like when other niggas he don't like snitch. So people were talking about that because they're saying, how did Gunna do that? How did Woody do what he did? And then it comes out with Yak Gotti interrogation video. And in this video, he even says, there's a part he says, yo, if y'all let me get out back to the streets, I could put a good case for y'all niggas together. I get a couple of these niggas locked up. Now, this is Yak Gotti, the rapper that signed to Young Thug, right? Listen to this.
I told him what I heard. But as far as this, I Yo, I had to put something together so I can get y'all information. What you mean?
He said, let me get back to the streets. Let me get back in work mode. Let me get back to the streets, put this thing together for you, and I could come back with a couple of names. Okay?
If I was to hear, like, who did or who, you see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't been around Shannon, who did, no, none of them names. And everything else, I done told them what I heard. But
so again, I mean, I don't even know, you know, I think he's had an explanation of this. He claims that, I don't know what the fuck he claims, but this shit was crazy.
I don't understand that too. It's one, and that's what I was before.
You can read God's scriptures all day long, but if you at night busting heads,
but that ain't what I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
That means nothing. Most people when they come over here and stuff, they bring a Bible with them, and it be like, bro, like I ain't trying to play on.
My boy had a whole meal. They gave him the #1 ratatouille special. Extra mayo, light on the cheese.
Your face or nothing, but you should have been doing that beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody know you gotta wash it down with a goddamn Sprite. That was a Sprite right in there.
That was the main thing I always say.
What?
I ain't wait till I got locked up to start praying, but it's like a lot of people, you know, in the street, they wait till they get locked up to pray and go to Bible study. And
now they got time to think. They ain't got no drugs in their system. They got ample free time. Most people, you think how much.
So he was really rapping with the detectives. So this came out and people were like, holy shit. These are street dudes. Now, you got to remember. Oh, look.
What about Duke?
Oh, shit. They gave him some sauce to dip in. This thing was going crazy. Yo, this is what putting up 30 in the interrogation room dude looked like.
Dude older than them too. Yo ain't like to the point.
Oh, it was wings. Is that a blue cheese? One thing about Gotti, man, he do love the cheese. He do love the cheese. Could be blue cheese. Could be American cheese. It don't matter what cheese. Just give him the cheese. He gonna tell you something, bro.
All these old ass niggas with nothing going on. Like,
bro, at least have the decency to put the chicken bone down while you tell it.
What about Duke?
Duke older than them too. Yo ain't like to the point. Like, all these old ass niggas.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This shit was crazy. This shit was crazy, Chad. The full video. Where is the full video? It's right here. Oh shit, we published it. Oh my bad. I got sent the shit. I forgot who sent it to me. Yeah, Gotti, listen, man. I didn't want to look. My boy was getting down with that food. You bring me some McDonald's.
Duke.